Hey guys, Brady here with your daily tennis lesson. We're looking at the overhead this week. Such an important shot. We know how often we get lobbed, and there is a big decision to be made with the lob, so I want to talk about it. It's when to let the overhead bounce and when to take it out of the air. First idea is the height of the ball. This is the most important kind of aspect to decide whether or not we bounce it or take it out of the air. I'm a firm believer that when you see that ultra defensive lob, super sky-high ball, all right, even at the top levels of tennis, a ball that gets way out of reach is very tough to time out of the air. Okay, so that's really the one time on an overhead that I like to see a consistent bounce overhead is that ultra high ball. And one thing we know about that ultra high ball is that once it takes the bounce, it's still going to release the ball plenty high enough for us to still have that nice high contact point. So that's a really cool idea. Not to mention, little caveat there is that when it is ultra high, as I'm moving around for that, it gives you so much time. You can kind of peek over at your opponent and figure out where they're standing so that once it bounces, you're able to take a really easy swing to the open court. All right, so height's the number one factor. Number two would be spin, all right? And I think it would make sense to a lot of you that if you're at the net and you see your opponent rolling a topspin lob, okay, if we let a topspin lob bounce, generally it takes off into the back fence. There's no way that I can make a decision that's smart to let that ball bounce. So any topspin lob, you guys have to be trying to hit that overhead out of the air. And the third idea is my opponent's position, okay? Height's still number one, but there are times where my opponent might be really far off the court throwing off the lob. That's a very common scenario. So if I see him really far off the court, even if he goes ultra high, I might position to take it out of the air, swing a little bit easier just so that I can time it a little better. As we know, a very high lob, hitting an overhead out of the air, tougher to time. But it makes sense that if he's off the court and then I let it bounce, I'm definitely giving him more time to try to reposition and be able to cover the next ball. Honestly, I think we're in a great position regardless in that scenario if he's off the court. Whether you bounce it or not, I think you're going to win the rally generally. But that would be one other time to be aware of trying to take it out of the air is when they're off the court. Don't give them a chance to get back, okay? So that's 3 times to really be aware of the bounce versus the out of the air overhead is height, and then spin, and then court position of the opponent. All right, so I hope that was really helpful for you guys. Please click a like below this video, and if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, please do so, as well as check down below me in the description of this video. You're going to find a link to 3 free courses that Mark and I have put together. I think you'll find those very helpful as well. All right, so until next time, be well, and we'll see you soon at Daily Tennis Lesson.